She's passionate, she's fun, and she's inspiring. Let's welcome our host, Kimberly, from Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel's Web Summit, and a warm welcome to you. Thanks for joining us, and we've got an exciting guest coming right up. Kimberly, take it away.
Well, hello, folks, and welcome. I am back this time with Andie Monet. Andie's going to talk to us about 5 ways to create explosive profits without adding costs. And I am really excited about this particular talk, and wait till you hear about her freebie and her VIP gift. It's off the hook. You guys are going to absolutely love it. Welcome to the program, Andie.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here, and I'm really looking forward to adding some value to the audience.
Oh, I know that you will, just from the green room. I already know it's going to be a whale of a talk. This is going to be absolutely amazing. So give us a shout out. Let us know what time zone you're calling in from, or let us know if you've had fun today, or let us know if you've gotten value out of today, because we're only like halfway through, maybe not even halfway through. And we have another whole day to line up tomorrow of all kinds of amazing stuff. So hopefully you guys are getting value already. You've made some notes, taken pages and pages of notes. Don't forget to come back to the wrap-up call tomorrow night at the end. The wrap-up call is a big party. Everybody gets to come and play and ask questions directly of our contributors. But right now, we're going to turn the mic over to Andie. Andie, before we get started in the 5 ways, tell us how you became an expert in this particular area.
Oh my goodness, long story, but I'm going to give you the short version, obviously. So I started my first business when I was 16 years old because I was homeless and my single mom abandoned me. And I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? What do I do? How do I survive? How am I going to feed myself? And the short version of that, I was like, hey, I'm going to start a business. I got nothing else to lose, right? So I did. And needless to say, the beginning, adventure was challenging, and there was a lot of tears and a lot of struggle. And what I found is that everybody goes through this, right? I mean, obviously not at 16, but everybody does this when they start a new business. How do you get new clients? What do you say? How do you sell? Where do you go? And all those things. And, fast forward 35 years and I really have a passion for helping businesses create growth without adding those costs and hours to their day that sort of come naturally when you think of building your revenue.
Well, I think that's where a lot of entrepreneurs struggle is like, okay, well, I know I want to build a business, and I know that it takes money to make money, and all of those phrases that are out there. And they're trying to do it on a shoestring budget and work them as much as they can, doing the work themselves, paying themselves less than minimum wage in order to get things done. So what are some of the things that we can do? I want to get into it. What's way number 1 where we can build revenue and create profits without adding costs?
So oftentimes, as I just said, a lot of people, when they think of building revenue, they think of getting new clients, they think of spending more money on marketing. And that's obviously that's one piece of it, but it's such a small piece. So one example is streamlining your processes in your business. And so, for example, I had one customer, he called me, or he wasn't a customer yet, but he called me and he's like, hey, I got this Excel worksheet. I want you to rebuild it. And I thought, why are you calling me for that? Anyway, and so I said, well, tell me about what you're doing in this worksheet. What are you doing with it? And he said, well, I have people in the field. They document their hours while they're in the field. It gets uploaded to the cloud. It gets downloaded to the Excel worksheet, and then it gets put into 17 other worksheets. And I said, and what do you use it for? And he said, billing. And I said, well, how long does it take you to bill? And he said, usually about 3.5 weeks. And I said, okay, no, I'm not going to rebuild your Excel worksheet. However, I will give you another solution. And within 48 hours, I rebuilt his entire billing process, and he was able to bill within another 48 hours, and then created 3 to 3.5 weeks more of his time that he used to get more business. And his revenue tripled within 2 months, just because of that one little, it took me 3 hours to do.
That is amazing. So you really are giving people back their time so that they can create more momentum in their business by eliminating some of the ridiculous process work that we subscribe to because we think we have to do something in order to make a process work. Is that right?
Absolutely. And I would also add to that everybody does this, and we get bogged down in just existing and just surviving day to day. And at some point we outgrow it. So we just have to be able to outgrow it in a healthy, fix it kind of a way.
Is it because he was always doing it that way and he just figured he would keep doing it that way?
Yes, and that's a common myth, is that, it works and why change it? And, and another common myth is that if I change it, then I have to learn something new, and maybe that's scary because the unknown is scary, right? I mean, oh my goodness, what else do I have to learn to make this work? And I already don't like numbers, and I already don't like doing this. And so it's just a scarier process, when actually, if you have a better solution, it's less stressing, you're more confident, you add more time. Like, there's so many other positive aspects to doing something that you don't yet know. And that's the key, sort of.
All right. So way number one to be able to add more profits to your business without spending any more money is improve a process.
Absolutely.
Okay. So way number
really
one is
streamline a process.
Streamline a process. Got it. Okay. Streamline a process. So what are the things that you are doing right now in your business that's taking you 15 steps that could take you one? Or maybe you just offload it. Maybe you just like hire a bookkeeper or something. That'd streamline that real fast, right? But that might add cost, right? So if there's another way to do it where you can take some steps out of the process and streamline it, very, very good idea. All right, what's way number two?
Well, the second one is really obvious, which is decrease your cost, because again, it's revenue minus cost is profit, right? So if you're not increasing your revenue, which of course you can do, you can also decrease costs. And there's two types of costs. There's operating, general administrative costs, and that's the stuff you're going to have no matter what happens with your business, your rent, your utilities, whatever, right? And then there's your cost of goods sold, which are directly related to building your revenue. Both of those can be reduced. And this is really hard for most people because they don't really know how to do it or what to look for. And here's just one example: is I have a beauty supply company in Hong Kong, and they make toners and facial scrubs and soaps. And well, there's a longer story, but again, the shorter version of that is that we increased her profits 30% just by reducing the size of some of her containers by 1 ounce. And the reason that that's significant is because just shipping costs changed. She went from one level to the next level down just because of the weight and the size of her bottle. And so a lot of people think shipping cost is a fixed cost, when yes, of course it's a fixed cost, but it doesn't have to be fixed. It could be variable as long as you move something else around. And so by just doing that, her shipping costs were reduced by 60%, 60%, just because we changed the size of a lot of her containers by just 1 ounce. And so when I say costs, I mean, we've heard it on Shark Tank and so many other consultants, is know your costs. And yes, that's true. But more importantly, coming from my standpoint, is know how those costs are built up and the constraints of those costs, and how you can maneuver not necessarily the cost, although it can be, but the things around your cost that make up that particular cost.
Yeah, I totally get that. I think it's like, isn't the old adage, a penny saved is a penny earned?
Yeah, I would say a penny saved is a penny you can invest that creates a lot more than a penny, which I know is not an adage, but
even better. That's right. A penny saved can be a penny invested, could be a penny like times 10. I like that
exactly.
a lot. Awesome. Okay, so way number two is to reduce your cost. What's way number three?
So again, related to revenue, is that people think you have to sometimes just build new products, build new services. How else can I, add value to my clients, right? Not necessarily so. Bundling and separating your already existing products and services is really one really big aspect. So for example, with the beauty supply company, so you have a particular customer who only buys a cleanser, and she religiously buys this cleanser once a month, but she hasn't bought anything else. You can bundle a smaller container of the cleanser with a toner. So now she gets to try the toner, but keeping the cost similar so that she doesn't feel like she's buying something she doesn't need. So bundling your products and services, this works with services too, bundling different products together, different services together, and also separating them, because, and again, these things happened every day almost with me, but one particular marketing client, she just wants to add more and more and more services because she likes them, she's good at it. And I think we naturally feel like our customers want more from us.
Yeah.
But in fact, if you dim it down, and instead of offering, this is, I'm amazing, you're like, okay, well, let me just give you the first piece of it. And the reason that you might want to do that is because now you're going to cater to different budgets. So for me, I do services. Anytime anybody asks me for a proposal, I always give them 3 options. Always. I give them the higher option because maybe they don't know, yes, it's going to cost, let's say 25% more. Let's say I give them a proposal for $5,000, and then the upsell is $7,000, but the $2,000 difference saves them 80 hours of work. So you're adding value to their, it's not just the dollar they spend, it's the value that they're getting for the dollar.
Got it.
And then on the low end is, okay, this is what you want, it's going to cost $5,000. And again, I don't know what their budget is, right? But maybe they have some financial challenges. I want to give them another option. So instead of $5,000, I'll give them a $2,000 option where it says, hey, this is what I can do on a bare bones, and I will teach you how to do the rest of it on your own so you can save some money. So this one technique, I have to say, is almost 100% conversion for me, because you're giving people options, you're fitting into their budget, you're fitting into their, what they're capable or what they think they're capable of, you're giving them value. And so that has a lot to do with bundling and separating your services.
That's interesting. So what do you think about the gas prices? Like you have the regular and the whatever and the supreme, right? And most people say everybody goes for the middle. They want to go to the middle of the road. Is that true, or do some people I know people who buy the minimum, and I know people who really want to invest in the maximum as well. So is the 3 really that key of being able to give people choices?
There's actually a lot of research, which I know about, and really people only need 2 because they need something to compare it to. And 2 is as equally successful as 3. But yes, people generally want they figure if I spend too little, I'm not going to get the quality. If I spend too much, I don't need it. So, that's funny, and not for discussion now, but there's a lot of mindset involved in that. But people feel normal they go down the middle of the road. So,
interesting. And yeah, I do see, go ahead.
Oh, it's really funny. And also, if you do give them 2 or 3 options, it also depends which order you give it to them in, which too much for now, but it's just an interesting psychology of people.
Absolutely. What do you think about repurposing content? Marnie says repurpose for online businesses, repurpose existing content. Thoughts on that?
Absolutely. Always repurpose, because first of all, not everybody's going to see it the first time or the second time or the 5th time, and also people are at different stages of their business. So something that let's say you have a startup and you're in your first 2 years of business, something may not be applicable to them, but take year 3 or 4 or 5, they're like, I'm ready, bring it on. I'm ready for this. Now I totally forgot about it. Or maybe they never knew about it. Repurposing gives you another chance to reach an audience that either didn't see you or they weren't ready for it. And lots of other things too, but yes, absolutely repurpose.
So sometimes people just need to hear it 2nd, 3rd, 4th time. One of my mentors has said, I give away all my secrets and they're still secrets. And the reason why is because, he'll say it to a room full of people and many in the room are just not ready to receive that information yet. And I've been in a room with them where, a year into it, I'm like, oh, I get it. Okay. Yeah, I need that now because I'm ready to receive, right?
Absolutely.
So I love that. I love repurposing content. So very, very powerful. And Marnie says, yes, that's why I buy the recording. So yes, if you guys want 2 option prices, you have a free option to be able just to give me your email address and your name, or you have the upgrade for the VIP if you want to engage more directly with the speakers and get all of those bonuses and the recordings as well. But we do want you to be able to come here and just play with us in live if you want to. Totally great. And then if you want the other pieces, we can give you that as well for the VIP upgrade. So I love where you're going with this. It's absolutely phenomenal. All right. I think we're on number 4. Are we on wave number 4? Okay. Yes. What's number 4?
And actually, you just led into it, which is funny. So if I'm talking to a customer and I say, and we're in the United States at the moment, right? We're speaking English. And then I say, okay, well, kite kudasai or junkapopa. And how are you going to have any idea whether or not you want to buy what I'm selling, right? We don't speak the same language. Well, the thing is that we all speak a certain type of language, and there's 4 types of languages most commonly. One is technical, and I just forgot the S, but anyway, relationship and action, and then I'll get back to the other one. But anyway, no, oh my gosh, it's so fun. Structured.
Scientific?
Structured, right. And so structured people like checklists. They're very organized, right? Visually, among other things, but visually being one, they want to process. And technical, they're all about the data. They're like, give me as much data as I want. I want to make sure I understand this from head to tail and it makes sense. And I put all the pieces together and it looks pretty in my mind. And then relationship people, they're like, I want to feel connected. I want to know that you're on my team, that, we're going to do this together, that you love me, or whatever the case is. And the action people are like, I have a problem, you have a solution, you have the solution, let's go, I'm ready to go. Now, here's the thing with that. If I'm relationship and you're technical and you want the checklist, structured, and you want the checklist, if I say, oh, we're going to do this together, I really understand how you feel, I think we're going to make a great, team, and all of these languages, you're not going to want to buy from me because I'm not speaking your language. And it doesn't matter how wonderful I am, if I have 30 years experience, if I can speak 6 languages, if I have Fortune 500 companies, it doesn't matter because we're not speaking the same language. And the same with any other ones. If I was, technical people, they want the data. And if you're technical and I'm relationship, or it doesn't obviously matter which direction, it's like, oh, here you go, here's this document, and that document we're going to use 10 different systems, and this is where this system came from, and this started in 1948, and these are how many companies I've used on it. You're going to go, what in the world? You're just not giving them the value that they need to be able to
I need to
yes.
dig into this a little bit more because we're on a passion subject of mine. So I have this saying, like, if I call a restaurant and I call them, right, that's a relationship. So if I call them and I say, what are your hours tonight? And they say, my hours, all our hours are listed on our website. I will hang up the phone and I will not go to that restaurant.
That's me too. I have to say.
I am not joking.
Yes.
Like, if you tell me, because I'm at like relationship and they're like, that's listed on the website, I'm going to hang up the phone. I'm not going to go. My girlfriend who's going to go, wants to go to dinner with me for a girls' night out, is going to be like, why don't we just check out the stuff on their website? It's all listed there, right? Because that's who she is, right? Me, yes. I'm like, we're not going there now. They were not nice, right? That wasn't a nice relationship that we had. She's like, why are they not nice? It's all listed out here, plain as day. We could figure it out ourselves. It's just our language. Isn't that interesting?
Yes. It is. Powerful. Because one of the talks I teach is how to not let 75% of your audience leave without saying yes.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Literally, if you don't know the other 3, you will always get a no.
Yeah, always. You'll alienate them. Yeah. So when I have summits, right? Like when I'm having a summit like this, and I'm asking the speakers to come join me, they can read in a website about, how it works to be on a speaker on one of my summits. They can watch a recording of a talk that I gave on how the summits work, or they can come live and do Q&A with me. And so those are 3 different learning styles for people to be able to get the information that they need in the way that they need that. Now, I have one of my clients has said multiple times, he says, I sent them the recording. I don't know why they didn't pay attention to it. And I'm like, let's talk about that. Because they're not the same as you, darling, right? So that's just one of those things, right? So it's, but I'm sorry, you just hit on a very, very passion point of mine. So I love this one. This was number 4. What did you call it?
Yes.
Speak your language.
Speak your language. Speak their language.
Speak their language.
And this is hard for people to learn, but it's so important, and I'll just leave it at that.
And if you don't speak their language, then get somebody on your team who can. For example,
Yes.
I am not like, I am an organized person in my own life, but as we were talking on another summit, I am not a Trello board girl. Like I do
I'm
not
not
have that
either.
all. Like I don't do that. I'm ideas, I'm creation, I'm fun, but and I know generally how the structure works in my own head, but getting that down into a system where it's all written out and everything, it's just not my strength. My team, on the other hand, Mercy, is sensational at this,
Mercy
right?
is amazing. I love her. And I
She's
don't even
great.
know her. I love her. But
They're all
anyway.
amazing. Everybody on her team is amazing, but she gets it structured and then the team can follow it, right? And it doesn't mean that I have to do it, but it does mean that it has to be done, right?
Yes.
So when you say you speak their language, they need to get it in the language that they can have it, right? So that they can understand
Absolutely.
it. And they can't all read my brain. Mercy can, but not everybody can. Art's getting there.
I love it.
Art's almost getting there where he's reading my brain. So, okay, what's number 5 before we run out of time?
Yes, I'll try to be quick with this one. This is value. I call this business value. Business value is not target market. It's not your 30-second pitch. Has nothing to do with you. I shouldn't say you, but people, right? And we, as business owners, we all want to let people know how wonderful we are, right? I mean, not in an egotistical way, just because we're passionate, we love it, we want to make a difference, we want to help people, we want, all of these things, but it doesn't have anything to do with us usually. And so here's an oversimplified example. So there's a car and it has all-wheel drive. Well, all-wheel drive is a feature. Okay, yeah, that sounds great. But what do you do with all-wheel drive? Well, you can go into, be basically kind of be safe on the road, go into different areas. Okay, so are you buying the all-wheel drive or are you buying the fact that you can be safe in any environment? And I say no to both of those, and here's why. What are you going to do with the all-wheel drive? That's the question. Do you want to go on to, ski summits that, not everybody is on, or you want to go to this exclusive camping area next to the beach and the lake or whatever? Do you want to, what is it that you want to do with it? And that's the value. So you're not buying all-wheel drive. You're not buying that I can be safe. You're buying the adventure. And a lot of small businesses don't really know what their value is. They just know what they do and how it benefits, which is important. Obviously, these two things are really important, but you can't get to value until you know what the benefits are. So for me, I help businesses create explosive profits without adding cost to the day, but that's the benefit. The value is you're going to be more confident, you're going to get better sleep, you're going to be more patient with your kids because you're not stressed about the money, you're going to be able to have a better relationship with your spouse, you're going to be able to have quality time, you're going to be able to have mental, like I literally have a 101, I make a point of doing this every year, my 101 list of my benefit, of my value that I give to my clients. And it's really important because once you really get that start thinking that way, you're also able to communicate it with your clients.
I love that.
And with the value,
this is so important. If you guys can get this piece, it's so important. I actually talk about this on my 20-word intro. Nobody gives a crap about your product until they know what your product can do for them, right? And so you're like, oh, but they're going to get this amazing product with 4-wheel drive. Nobody gives a crap about that 4-wheel drive until they know what the 4-wheel drive can get them. If you guys can get that, it's just a game changer for your business. Andie is absolutely right. Totally, totally powerful. All right. So when we're going to open up this floodgate and turn on this gigantic faucet and pour all of these profits into our business, how do we get ourselves ready to receive all of that extra cash? You have a freebie about 9 steps to prepare you for explosive profit. So tell us a little bit about this. I love this.
Yes. So it's this little workbook. It's a little planner, and there's 4 sections in it. It gives you, prompts to think about. It has challenge questions. It has challenge actions, and it's just really a Q&A for you to really think about the things that are really going to make your business grow. And this is like, I have a coaching program, but I make everybody do this as a preliminary step, because if you don't have the foundation what's important to you, what are your priorities, what are your goals, the explosive profits are not going to happen. Like, it just isn't, because you have to be centered somewhere first before you can do all of the fun next stuff. And so this freebie really does teeny bit about mindset, teeny bit about planning, teeny bit about, little actions to take every day and things to really consider before you really make a difference in growing your business.
Phenomenal. All right. And then you also have a VIP gift. If you guys have not upgraded to VIP, oh my gosh, I don't know why you wouldn't, because there are and we've got a ton of people who upgraded to VIP. So pat yourself on the back if you already have. Great job. Give yourself some love in the chat. I upgraded to VIP. I'm a VIP. I invested in myself. You guys are amazing. But wait until you hear this. So Andie is giving away a boot camp. So share with us about your boot camp.
This is a 6-week boot camp, and it's supposed to give an overview of how do you move yourself from small business owner to corporate executive in your own business. So it tells you all the things you need to, and I don't mean in detail, right? But just an overview of what do corporate executives really do to run an amazing business? We talk about finances, operations, business strategies, business development, all of the things to grow your revenue, to grow your profits, to what to do next. And what I really love about this boot camp is that you use it forever. Like, it doesn't matter if you're 1 year, you can revisit it in year 2, year 10, year 20, because the strategies you're going to use at any time. As soon as you're done with one growth level, you can do it again.
This is awesome. There is so much value in the VIP ticket now. So if you guys want to upgrade, it's just $97. This alone is a game changer. It could add hundreds, if not thousands, to your business. Definitely check that out. With a VIP ticket, you're getting this boot camp and you're getting a whole lot more. All of the replays to have at your fingertips. So you're going to be able to replay all of James Bond's amazing alliteration on the last one, and all of the other speakers as well. Tons and tons of value in it. So totally worth it. I hope you guys are getting it right now. And it's totally amazing. So Andie, thanks so much for being here. We are unfortunately at time. Up next is going to be Kim Speed. She's going to talk about creating a 6-figure brand. That's right. A brand that is worth 6 figures and above and beyond. And even if you guys are struggling right now, like I'm already at 6 figures and I'm just trying, like waddling along, we're going to figure this out, how to streamline it, whether you are at just on your way to 6 figures and still climbing, or beyond 6 figures on your way to 7 or beyond. You are going to be in the right place. It's going to be absolutely off the hook amazing. But before we let you go, Andie, any final words for our crew?
Yes. Your business will only grow as you do.
Fantastic. That was words to live by, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you back at the top of the hour at 1 o'clock Pacific time. We'll see you next time. Cheers. Andie, that was great. I loved your talk.
That was an amazing expert. We're here with Kimberly, who is the rocket fuel for entrepreneurs.
All right, running off to the next one.
Launch your business to new heights. Nobody lives out loud better than Kimberly.